Hello, so today we are going to do this problem, which is part of Leetcode Daily Challenge, calculate money in Leetcode Bank. So basically, this problem, you want to save money for your first car, and you can put money in the Leetcode Bank every day. Okay, fine. And you start first Monday, you put $1 the first day, and then every day after that, so from Tuesday to Sunday, you put $1 more than the day before. So let's say Monday you put $1, then Tuesday you will put 2, 1 plus 1. Wednesday you will put 3, Thursday you'll put 4. That's the idea. Except then when the week ends, the next Monday, you will put the previous Monday plus 1. Okay, so for example, if we take n equal to 10 here, n is basically the nth day. So for n equal to 10, we will do the first week, which is going to be from 1 to 7. In terms of like the last day of the week, we can put 7 in the bank just from adding each time. The next day for the next week is going to be the first day of the week before plus 1. So the previous Monday plus 1. Okay, so that's the idea here. And what we want to do is, given n, we want to return the total amount of money you will have by the nth day. Okay, so that's the problem that we are trying to solve. And then n is not too big, just 1000. So the easiest way to do this is just to do a simple simulation here, which basically just apply the exact problem description. And so we will need to have some result. Let's call it 0 that we will need to return at the end. So this will be just the total that we have, and then we just simulate. So basically we want to simulate n days, and so that would be n plus 1. Okay, to get to n day. And we start from 1 just because the day starts from 1. Okay, so we'll go through each of these days, and what we need to do is we need to, of course, record the value in the previous Monday, so that for the next Monday we increment it by 1. And so let's just have a variable called Monday. Initially it starts as 1, and then we need to also know the current value for the day, so that we can do each time we add 1 to the one before. So let's call it just current, and let's have it start at 0, right? And now what we can do is just do that simulation and go through it. So we can just check. Each time, of course, we'll need to add the current number. That's what we do. But how do we increment the current number? We know that we need to add 1 to the current number each time, because each day is the day before plus 1. We, of course, need to handle the beginning of the next week. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, we just need to another variable, right, to understand if we did 7 days, because we start Monday, we do 7 days, then the next week starts. We start that week 7 days, the next week starts. So we just need a variable to count. So days per week, or let's just call it count, right? So for that count, we'll just increment it each time. But when do we know that we are past that week? We need to start a new week. Well, we need to start whenever our count is bigger than 7, right? Then we need to start. And so starting means just have Monday plus 1, right? Okay, and then the current value is going to become Monday, because let's say here Monday plus 1, it's 2. The next day needs to be 2 plus 1, right? And so that would be current here. And then count, of course, start from 1, because we want to count the number of days in that week. Now, otherwise, we just continue the current week. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's the logic. So, except there is a small problem here. This needs to be bigger or equal, right? Cool, because this is from the previous iteration. So if we submit this, it should work, and it does get accepted. So this is the simulation solution. It does work, it's fine. but it's a little bit complicated. So let's see if we can simplify it. So what we are looking for here, if we think about this a little bit more, is, let's say, for example, for n equal to 10. What do we know? Well, for n equal to 10, we know we have only 2 weeks, right? 1 week plus 3 days, right? Because how do we get that? Well, that's just n divided by 7 gives us 1. And then n modulo 7 gives us 3, right? Basically, this gives us the number of full weeks we have, right? So this gives us number of full weeks. And this gives us the number of days in the last week, okay? In basically the last partial week. If we had only full weeks, then this number would be 0, so there is no partial week, so we won't count it, right? And so given this, how can we find a solution here? Well, for each day, right, it's just going to be, so instead of doing this, we can just go like this. What should we add? Well, for each index, what do we need to add? We need to know what is the week, right? So that we can know whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So how do we know what the week is? Well, we just take I divided by 7. That will give us the week. So let's call it actually current week. Okay. So that would be what we add here. So this basically for the first week it would be 0, because I would be equal to 0. For the second week it would be 1. For the third week it would be 3. But you can see, because we start from 0, we'll need to add 1, because we start indexing from 1 here. Okay. So we add that. Now what else should we add for this value I? Well, we do know the week number, so the Monday number. We need to add for that week the money we get from the day, right? And so what money we get? Well, that's what we get with modulo 7. That tells us which day, and so but with that we know how much to add. So for example, for 4, we know we need to add 2 for this 2 here. And so that's what we need to do here. It's just going to be I modulo 7. Okay, so basically let's call it day index or something like that. Okay, so that's what we do here. Or day of week, right? So current week, current Monday, let's call it, right? So this would be current Monday. I think this would be clearer. So this would be current Monday, and then this would be day of the week. Okay, so that basically we take the current Monday and then we add. If it's Wednesday, we'll add 2. If it's Thursday, we'll add 3. If it's Friday, we'll add 4. You get the idea. So let's run this and see if it works. Looks like there is a slight problem, which is we don't need to go all the way to n. Actually, we should just start from 0 because we are adding 1 here. So that should be it. Let's run it, and looks good. Let's submit, and that passes. Okay, so this is a lot simpler than the previous solution because it doesn't have multiple if conditions. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this problem. This is an O-event solution. Thanks for watching, and if you need one-on-one help, reach out to me via Super Peer in the link below, and see you in the next one. Bye.